the fascinating tapestry of religious history. While the Amorites themselves predate both Christianity and Islam, let's explore the connections between these two major faiths. Shared origins, both Islam and Christianity trace their roots back to the same biblical narrative. Imagine a cosmic family reunion where everyone's squabbling over the last piece of celestial baklava. It all begins in the Garden of Eden with our original power couple, Adam and Eve. Both faiths acknowledge this common starting point. Prophet Ibrahim in Islam is the pivotal figure where their paths diverge. His story is like the ultimate choose-your-own-adventure. In Islam, his son Ismail plays a central role, while in Christianity, it's Isaac. These two sons set the stage for the Abrahamic faiths Judaism, Christianity, and Islam to emerge together as distant cousins, prophets and lineages. Muslims believe in all the prophets, from Adam to Muhammad. Rejecting one prophet is like refusing to share your fries, it's just not cool. Ishmael, remember him, is considered the ancestor of the Arab people and the lineage through which Islam was established. So, yes, Muslims see themselves as part of that extended family tree. Meanwhile, in the Christian corner, Isaac's lineage includes heavyweights like Jacob, Joseph, Moses, David, Solomon, and drumroll, please Jesus. Similarities and differences. Both faiths emphasize compassion, kindness, and prayer. They're like cosmic life coaches, nudging humanity toward better behavior. Jesus or Isa in Islam is a superstar in both narratives. Christians revere him as the Son of God, while Muslims honor him as a mighty prophet. And hey, they both agree he'll make a comeback during the end times. But plot twist, there are differences. Christians hold the Trinity, the divinity of Christ, and the crucifixion as core tenets. Muslims, on the other hand, see Jesus as a prophet, not divine, and don't buy the whole crucifixion thing. Historical context. As for the Amorites, they were an ancient Semitic people who inhabited parts of Mesopotamia. Their story predates both Christianity and Islam by quite a few millennia. When it comes to historical interactions, Christians and Muslims have danced a complex tango. From the early Muslim conquest to the Arabization of Aramaic-speaking communities, there's been a lot of cultural exchange, sometimes harmonious, sometimes not so much. So, were they brothers and sisters? Well, more like distant cousins who occasionally squabble over the family recipe for manna. But hey, family reunions are never dull if you ever find yourself at one. Just remember, bring your best manners, avoid the ancient Amorite language. Fascinating stuff, really. Let's dive into it, shall we? The Amorites, a nomadic people who emerged during the 3rd millennium BC in the regions of Syria and the Levant, have long intrigued scholars. Their influence eventually extended over Mesopotamia, but curiously, evidence of their language was scarce for the longest time. It was like they left behind a linguistic breadcrumb trail that archaeologists and linguists had trouble following. However, a breakthrough occurred when 2 tablets surfaced, shedding light on this elusive language. Picture this, unprovenance tablets, meaning they were likely spirited away from Iraq illegally about 30 years ago, suddenly making their debut in the scholarly spotlight. These tablets, now housed in various collections in the United States, contain something quite extraordinary: Amorite-Akkadian bilingual texts. Let's break it down. The language duo. These tablets are like a quirky phrasebook. In the left column, they feature the never-before-seen Northwest Semitic language Amorite. In the right column, they provide translations in Akkadian. It's like ancient Mesopotamian Rosetta Stone, but with a twist. Instead of Sumerian, which is what you'd expect, it's Amorite that takes center stage. What's on the menu? The first tablet kicks off with a list of deities because, you know, gods are essential in any good phrasebook. Then it dives into constellations, food items, and clothing types, all neatly written in Amorite and translated into Akkadian. Imagine the ancient equivalent of saying, "Excuse me, where's the nearest celestial tailor? I need a new constellation robe." Social chit-chat. The second tablet is all about those everyday phrases you'd use at the ancient equivalent of a coffee shop. "Hey, neighbor, nice cigarette you've got there." Or "How's the weather in Babylon today?" You get the idea. Time travel to Babylonia. Linguistic detectives aka scholars have deduced that these tablets date back to the Old Babylonian period around 1894 to 1595 BC. They even pinpointed the region, southern Mesopotamia, aka Babylonia. The handwriting and language used are so similar that they might have been penned by the same scribe, or at least in the same scribal school. So, There you have it. The Amorite language peeking out from the dusty archives saying, "Hey, remember me?" It's like finding a lost dialect in your attic, unexpected and utterly intriguing. Let's delve into these intriguing narratives. While the stories of Yaqub and Ishmael share some common threads, they belong to different traditions within Islam. Allow me to shed some light on each. Yaqub in Nation of Islam NOI tradition. Who is Yaqub? According to the mythology of the Nation of Islam NOI, Yaqub was a black scientist who lived approximately 6,600 years ago. He is a central figure in NOI doctrine. Creation of the white race. The story goes that Yaqub initiated the creation of the white race through a process called grafting. This selective breeding supposedly occurred while he lived on the island of Patmos. The NOI asserts that this story is true, even though it has caused disputes within the organization. 1. Origins and controversy. Wallace Fard Muhammad, the founder of NOI, introduced the story of Yaqub. Elijah Muhammad, his successor, further developed it. However, some later NOI leaders rejected this narrative. Under Louis Farrakhan's leadership, the NOI continues to uphold Yaqub's story. Ishmael in Islamic tradition. Prophet Ishmael, in Islam, Ishmael Arabic, is regarded as an Islamic prophet. He was born to Abraham and Hagar. Ishmael is associated with Mecca and the construction of the Kaaba within the Masjid al-Haram, Islam's holiest site. Muslims also consider him a direct ancestor of Prophet Muhammad, similarities to Judaism and Christianity. Islam's conception of Ishmael aligns with that of Judaism and Christianity. The Quran, Tafsir Quranic exegesis, ahadith sayings of the Prophet, and historiographic collections provide sources for this narrative. Hagar and Ishmael in Mecca. Islamic tradition holds that God ordered Abraham to take Hagar and Ishmael to Mecca. Abraham later returned to build the Kaaba there. Hagar's faith and her search for water for thirsty Ishmael are remembered during the Hajj pilgrimage when Muslims run between the hills of Al-Safa and Al-Marwa. Jacob Yaqub in Islam. Jacob's importance. Jacob Yaqub is also recognized as a great patriarch in Islam. His significance lies in his submission to God and unwavering faith in the right religion. His story emphasizes faithfulness and trust in divine guidance. Ancestor of many, tradition holds that Jacob, alongside Abraham, was exceptionally fruitful. His lineage includes the 12 tribes of Israel. Muslims believe in Jacob's prophetic role and his strong connection to God. The diversity in religious beliefs can lead to both beautiful expressions of faith and challenging conflicts. It's a reminder of the complex nature of humanity, where our search for meaning can unite but also divide us. How do you see the path forward to find unity amidst these differences? It's a complex issue. Different interpretations and attachments to varying belief systems have definitely led to conflicts. The Abrahamic religions share a common origin, but over time, different interpretations and cultural influences have divided people. It's a cycle of inherited narratives and power struggles. But the idea of acting like one family because of a shared origin is a hopeful vision. It takes a shift in mindset and a focus on commonalities rather than differences. Abraham had wives like Sarah and Hagar, leading to significant lineages. Sarah's son Isaac is a patriarch in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Hagar's son Ishmael is linked to Arab peoples and Islam. Despite shared roots, interpretations and traditions vary, leading to diverse practices among descendants. You can see the impact of these differences in the religious landscape today. Abraham's two wives, Sarah and Hagar, played crucial roles. Sarah, his first wife, bore Isaac, linked to Judaism and Christianity. Hagar, Sarah's maid, bore Ishmael, linked to Islam. Their practices weren't detailed much in religious texts, but their descendants diverged in practices over time due to different cultural, historical, and societal influences. The shared father didn't unify practices due to these differing contexts. Yes, Isaac and Ishmael experienced different treatment. Isaac, born to Sarah, Abraham's wife, was seen as the child of promise in Jewish and Christian traditions. Ishmael, son of Hagar, Sarah's maid, faced hardship and was sent away but is revered in Islam as an important patriarch. Their divergent paths reflect their unique roles in their respective traditions. With the younger ones witnessing when Ishmael would jump off his horse with 400 men behind him just to hug his brother and welcome him. Yeah, there's a touching story where Ishmael and Isaac come together to bury their father, Abraham, which shows some reconciliation despite their earlier separations. It's a powerful example of family bonds overcoming differences. It's said that they came together peacefully to honor their father. Quite a moment of unity, don't you think? Joseph's brothers, who sold him to a group of Ishmaelites, also known as Midianites, who then took him to Egypt. It's a pivotal moment in his story, showing how betrayal can lead to unforeseen paths and opportunities. Joseph's journey is a classic tale of resilience and redemption. The Ishmaelites are traditionally considered descendants of Ishmael, Abraham's son. They played a significant role in the story of Joseph, showing how interconnected the different groups and narratives were in the ancient world. Their story intertwines with those of other key figures in religious texts. It's actually more commonly associated with the Ishmaelites, not necessarily the descendants of Ishmael, who were said to have taken Joseph to Egypt after his brothers sold him. It reflects the complex relationships and events in their shared history. Do you find these connections between different groups and their stories intriguing? An intriguing perspective. Joseph's forgiveness of his brothers might have stemmed from his own spiritual growth and his understanding of God's plan, rather than any direct relationship with Ishmael's descendants. His ability to forgive is a profound example of love and forgiveness that transcends familial conflicts and historical tensions, emphasizing the power of personal transformation and faith. Their relationship isn't deeply detailed in texts, but considering the family dynamics, it must have influenced Joseph. Like, seeing how people treated each other within the family could have influenced his sense of forgiveness. What are you thinking about? How their actions might have impacted Joseph's choices on forgiveness?